Good afternoon. My name is Brian Makris, and I have a very special guest today from Realty One, and I have Ryan Kalantzis here. And I want to first of all thank you for taking the time out of today. Thanks for coming in today. We've got you on the big screen, and by the way, I got to say congratulations. You just had the silver this year. You got the silver medal for production.
Yes.
Which is awesome. And that I think I saw that got released last night.
Yes, it did.
Congrats.
Thanks.
How do you feel? How do you feel about last year, and how do you feel about this year?
I feel really good. Last year was super successful, one of my best years yet.
Awesome.
Stayed with the Silver Icon Award, but my volume went up, so it was a pretty good year.
All right.
This year I'm hoping for that gold.
All right. Yeah, we'll get that gold.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about who you are, where did you come from, and how long you've been in real estate?
So I've been in Manchester all my life.
Okay.
I started in the restaurant and bar industry growing up with my family, big Greek family.
Me too.
Crazy parties, crazy restaurant life, and that's how I was raised. So I was determined to be in that industry for years. And I kind of switched gears, went into retail for a little bit, kind of tried out some different things, and I was like, there's got to be something better out there. And my sister has been in real estate for many years, and I saw how successful she became, and I kind of reached out to her because I didn't want to take the family game away from her.
Sure.
So I was like, hey, how would you feel if I got my license and if I went into the industry? And she said, I mean, if you can do that, go for it. She's like, I'm not going to be mad about it. And she actually was like, but you got to come work where I'm working. And I was like, yeah, we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
So I've been in real estate now since 2018. April will be 4 years. So it's coming up. And I've been with the same company since.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. So, and you chose a different company. You have a different brand altogether.
Yes.
All right, I love it. So your company is very unique, okay? They have great compensation plans. They have great leadership over there. I feel like if somebody's thinking about getting into real estate, and I know that you're growing your team, you're constantly growing, the office is growing, but if somebody out there is thinking about getting into real estate, is that first, would they drop you a text, give you a phone call? Is it you that they call?
So I'm not the direct contact for it, but I do get a lot of messages from a lot of people who are asking how I got my real estate license, where it all began, and what type of programs the company offers. And one of the biggest things I say is, we would love to have you on board. Here's where you start. And when you're ready, come for an interview. And if it's somebody I know who's reached out to me personally, then I direct them to Pete and Rebecca, which are the brokers in my office, and they handle like the main interviews and things of that sort. But I always push recruitment for the company.
Love it.
Because we're one of the fastest growing brands right now in the country. Started out west and we ended up on the East Coast not too long ago. It's already made its way all the way up. So now we've got Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut's coming soon. So it's like making its way down, but it's already up from the bottom.
Got it. And if you have a customer that you've worked with and they move out of state, you can help them find an agent in different states, right? Is that
Absolutely.
something you can? And then you can kind of do some of that vetting process. You can look at their numbers. You'll know who's been in the business for a while and can help direct them.
Yep. We have an awesome group of referral network. It's on Facebook. We have it on Marketplace. There's many ways that I can reach out. So right now I currently have a seller that's going to be listing really soon, and he wants to move to Orlando. So I told him, I said, if you like what I offer you, I can promise you that another agent like myself will be able to offer you the same services down in Orlando.
I love it.
So I reached out to them on the referral network, and they're going to be getting in touch with him and setting him up on searches down there and kind of communicating back and forth with myself.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now I have to ask this question. Is this the right time to list your house? I mean, I think it's a pretty obvious answer, but there's a lot of buyers that are concerned right now that if I do list my house, where do I go? And how do you coach somebody to that decision? Because listing your home, putting everything you own into a box, to move into your new future home is a process. So how are you coaching agents, and what's your thought process on that?
So that's the key. There really is not many places to go right now. So we need more inventory. So I'm encouraging everybody who's inquiring about selling their home or looking into the future of spring market. We're already there.
Love it.
We don't have enough inventory to go around for all the buyers that are available. On any given time, I'm 10 to 12 buyers at a time, whether pre-approved, not pre-approved, whatever it may be. But the problem is there's nothing out there. So everybody's competing, going up and down, up and down, up and down, all over the place. And we just don't know where to get them. So any seller who's inquiring right now, they're asking me, well, I want to wait until it gets a little warmer. I want to fix the outside of the house. I want to do this. When I look at what they want to fix, I mean, in my own opinion, it's not anything crazy, but they are thinking they want to make this house top dollar, selling ready. It's not necessarily needed. Considering the fact that you're going to make what you can make off of it, if not more than what you're looking to make as a seller, there's no need to go and drop a fortune into the property in order to market it. The key is getting it ready. There's many steps that will get you to that process.
And I'm sure you have either a 5 or a 7 or a 10-step process of a checklist of getting somebody ready to get their home sold, because there is a difference from a home that you live in and a home that you're going to sell.
Correct.
Okay. So the next piece of the puzzle is, and I'm throwing this at you from outside, how important is it to make sure that a customer is pre-approved prior to buying?
Now more than ever,
Okay.
It is extremely important because they're going to want to go see a property. I'm going to take them out because face-to-face is key. And I want them to meet me. I want to see that we're a good fit for each other anyway. I don't want anybody to ever feel they don't want to work with me, or if it's just been phone conversations, they don't know who I am and I don't know who they are. I want them to realize that when they go out and see a property and they're like, I like this property, this is what I want to make an offer on, that they have the ability to do so, because now there's already multiple offers in on a property, and now they have to get in touch with, say, someone like yourself or another lender who's local or whatever it may be, their bank, whatever, and they've got to take that process now. And it could take, it could be in the same day, could be a couple days, depending on how much information they need to get these people. So I'm usually telling people right now, like, are you pre-approved? Have you gotten in touch with the lender? And if their answer is no, not yet, I was just wanting to see what was out there first, usually I'll go and meet them. And then I'm like, okay, so here's some contact information. We need to take you to this step now. And the reason being is you're not putting an offer in on this property, but you're going to see one you're going to want to place an offer on. And with how much competition out there and minimal inventory, we need to get that step set up for you.
So that's imperative.
Absolutely.
If they're even going to consider the offer, they need to have that squared away.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw another one at you. Appraisal shortages. Okay. If a family member or a customer has the ability to get a gift to cover $2,500 of an appraisal shortage, or $5,000, or maybe they're in a position where they're like, hey, I've got $100,000 in the bank, I can definitely cover it. Are those things that you're really expressing that they should be letting you know that they can do this if they're in a position to do it?
I do.
And is that winning offers out there, appraisal shortage stuff like that?
The gap portion, It definitely helps. But the problem is a lot of buyers don't want to pay the whole difference. So they're like, hey, I'm willing to offer $25K over, or whatever it may be.
Sure.
And I never discredit what they're willing to do, because I want them to understand that at any given time, when I first began this, listing price was a nice offer.
Yeah.
10 to 12K over was a nice offer.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. But at this point in time, you're offering 25K over. I'm crediting that offer. I'm telling you how great that is. But I also want you to be aware that, unfortunately, what the seller's looking at, and with the agent next to them that's expressing how to, properly process all of these offers,
Sure.
They're going to say, hey, this one's great. However, I don't see anything to cover that difference. And should your property not appraise, this is where we're at.
Got it.
And it is creating a lot of chaos out there, but unfortunately, it's the way it is. I don't want to see anybody overpay for a property, but buyers are so eager to purchase right now, and this is where it puts them at.
It does. And sometimes coming up with an extra 5 or 6 or 7 grand or 10 or 20 grand can hinder the position of them to even make that closing possible.
Absolutely.
So that educational piece is important. So when you're teaming up with the right team, the lending team, and I know you work with a lot of experts in the industry, and I'm proud to be part of one of those experts, and I know we've had closings together.
Yes.
But that is so important to make sure that your title team is in place, that your lending team is in place, and then you've got terrific leadership, so the guys that have been in the business for a long time, so if you ever get stuck, you can always lean on them as well.
Absolutely.
I grabbed a couple of photos of some great, you use the same closing company that I love as well, John and Kelly Cohen over there. But here's a snapshot, and I'm sure each one of these closings means something slightly different to you. But I mean, I like the bottom left-hand corner there, I see, you have fun with your customers. Your customers love you.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, they absolutely love you, and they end up being friends of yours. And I know that you have house parties, and they come to your house parties, and it's kind of one of those things that I think is really different, because you really end up creating a serious relationship with these customers for life.
That's the goal.
And not to mention that you work with a lot of the friends that you've grown up with as well.
Yeah.
So when you look at going forward into this new year, 2022 is here. What do you think is going to be one of those key things that's going to make a difference in today's market? I know we've talked about education pieces like this, talking about escalation clauses and talking about escrow shortages and all of those things. But media, I think, is going to be a big piece. Do you agree that this is kind of that people want information?
It is,
and this is one of those things that does it.
Yeah, I would have to say that, I mean, between doing something like this, whether it's doing quick little videos when you're introducing yourself to a new buyer who you haven't met yet, whatever it may be that can get your face out there before actually meeting a person and showing people that you are practicing real estate or you are in the mortgage business and you have been for many years and, you have the knowledge of today's market and what's going on out there, not just by talking on the phone, by showing your knowledge to people. This is the future.
This is the future. So if somebody's out there and they're on the fence and they're not quite sure, should I list, should I not list? I don't even know what my house is worth, and I've got the gutter that's clogged, and I've got the rotted windowsill, and I'm not quite sure how to handle this and what's important, what needs to be fixed, what doesn't need to be fixed. Can they just call you or text you directly? Is that number right there? Can they just, hey, Ryan, I've got a question. I'm not really thinking about selling, but can you come tell me what my house is worth?
Absolutely.
You'll just give them the comps. You'll break it down.
Absolutely. Call, text, email, whatever works best for you. I'm here 24/7. And I tread lightly on that 24/7 thing, but I mean, I'm here.
We've texted after hours many times.
That's
so
what I mean,
hear you.
I'll answer any question. Sometimes, I mean, it's risky, but like I've had neighbors who were pretty close, or I thought were pretty close with me, and then they list their property with a friend they've had for many years.
Sure.
But they still had questions, before they even put the property up. They're like, we are going to use my friend, but I just wanted to talk to you, pick your brain a little bit. It's my job as a realtor to be there to give you advice, to guide you. Even if I know I'm not going to get that listing because there's a lot of competition out there and agents who have been in the business for many years as well, I'm still going to provide what I can for you and give you my best advice. And that's, the best way to go.
And I got to tell you, that's why you're growing. That's why you continue to grow market share. That's why your friends and customers come back to you. That's why when you have a customer that you have right now that's selling and moving to Orlando, they're going to take your advice to find that new home. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming in today. For anybody out there that is thinking about, you're not even sure, you're just kind of tire kicking and you're thinking about listing your home, or you just want to find out what it's really worth in today's market, because the market has changed drastically over the last 24 to 30 months. Ryan is a guy that you can definitely count on. You can call him. He will definitely give you the expert opinion of the market. So, Ryan, I really appreciate you coming in today and sharing your expertise. We'll have you back again, but thanks for coming in today.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thanks.